What really appealed to us was the vision that this was going to be more than just a school, more than a fee-paying business, but an institution, something that would last for a long time.
We've seen a difference here in the method of teaching. It's more holistic. I can see that Alia is more independent. She's allowed to express herself. She can talk to whomever she wants without feeling that there is a barrier.
Here it's completely different. They have a free hand on what they do. They just have a subject, but the way they approach it, the way they research it, the way they present it, it's not memorized from a book. This is how they develop, and they become at ease with everything.
Effectivement, moi, ça m'a rassuré de voir le fait que l'IB soit reconnu. Ça, c'est un des côtés que j'ai trouvé super positif. Il y a tout un système de contre-évaluation qui est organisé par l'IB, que j'ai trouvé ça extraordinaire.
The idea that it's bilingual at the very core, and the Swiss reputation for quality and thoroughness.
We also wanted to take advantage of actually being in Dubai and being exposed to the multicultural aspects, to the English language, to really the international flavor that Dubai offers.
I speak 3 languages.
In my opinion, I think the language is much better here than in any other school that I've been to. I feel like anyone at any level can easily progress in whatever language they choose to learn.
The teachers really helped her. She has become more confident.
It's a dramatic change. She's doing projects like inventing her own restaurant at this point. There is a huge amount of research that the children are asked to do, no matter what the subject is. I mean, even including music. Last time it was saxophones and trumpets and stuff like that. But starting from the music all the way to the business plans, all the way to individual society, all the way to children education, right? As you have done, all the way to Marie Curie, which was one of the most famous Polish inventors.
Now I'm making a business plan about my own restaurant.
We need to calculate all the price of the things we need to buy. For example, the size of our restaurant, how many square feet will it be, the size of the kitchen, the size of everything that's in the restaurant.
When I look at Matthew doing, say, homework or assignments or projects, what I like about it is that he has been given a task and told to go and do that, but to come up with his own ideas. So I see him getting very excited and quite creative about his homework, and that's unusual for a teenager.
Projects and things we learn here also help us prepare more for the future. Like right now in math, we are learning about financial stocks and investments, and we previously learned about budgeting for houses, utilities, and...
I only learned that in the real world, so I think that's an advantage.
There are some really evident changes for the better. I think he's more self-reliant, so the school has encouraged him to do things by himself.
So for design, what we're doing now is architecture. May can design a house, and it can be the way you want to. I really like it.
Now in sports, we do volleyball. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of discipline in it. I was impressed seeing like other techniques.
So we have a school football team. We do have a swimming team in school. We also have a basketball team, and those are the 3 main sports of the school.
After joining SIST, she's really blossomed. Her personality has really developed as a very outgoing person. There are many things that I'm proud of. She has given a number of performances on a number of occasions here in the school. She sang. She also started the cheerleading group, which was her idea.
Well, my friend and I started a cheerleading team.
I wanted to do this because in my old school I did cheerleading as well, and I saw the coach was really passionate about it, and when they didn't have one here, I took it as an opportunity to start new things and start new traditions. They're doing really well. It's really sweet. I remember when I was at that stage where I couldn't do it. I feel really happy to see them be able to do it.
Welcome to SISD. My name is Rebecca and I'm in 8th grade.
سلام، خوش اومدین به SISD. من آریانا هستم تو کلاس 8م.
Bienvenidos a SISD. Me llamo Renata y estudio en el 8º grado. أهلا بكم في المدرسة السويسرية.
Section 2. You will hear a representative from a holiday company called PS Camping giving a talk about the holidays the company organises. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen and answer questions 11 to 16.
Thank you all for coming to my talk this evening. It's nice to see so many people in the audience. For those of you who don't know very much about PS Camping, let me start by giving you some background information about the company. The company started 25 years ago. It actually opened as a retail chain selling camping equipment, and then, 20 years ago, it bought a small number of campsites in the UK and began offering camping holidays. The company grew rapidly and has been providing holidays in continental Europe for the last 15 years. If you book a camping holiday with us, you'll have a choice of over 300 sites. In Italy, we now have some 64 sites that we either own or have exclusive use of. France is where we have the majority of sites, and we currently have a project to expand into Switzerland. We also have a number of sites in northern Spain, particularly in the mountainous region of Picos de Europa. We've upgraded all these Spanish sites and improved them considerably from their original 3-star rating. We believe our holidays offer superb facilities for the whole family. Parents who want their children to be fully occupied for all or part of the day can take advantage of our children's activities. These are organised by our well-qualified and enthusiastic staff. Each day kicks off with a sports match, perhaps football or volleyball, followed by an hour of drama for everyone. This may include singing or dancing, mime or other activities. In the afternoon, there's a different art activity for each day of the week, including a poster competition or model making. What's more, our sites are truly child-friendly, and with this in mind, we operate a no-noise rule in the evenings. Children's evening activities usually finish at 9:30 or occasionally 10, and from 10:30, holidaymakers are expected to be quiet in the areas where there are tents. We want nothing to go wrong on a PS Camping holiday, but if it does, we also want all our customers to be insured. If you haven't organised an annual insurance policy of your own, you'll need to take out the low-cost cover we offer, and we require that you arrange this when you make your holiday reservation. There are many advantages to choosing PS Camping and to recommending it to others. As a regular customer, you'll be kept informed of special offers, and your friends can benefit from 10% off their holiday, or book a luxury tent for the price of a standard one. In return, we'll send you a thank you present, which you can choose from a list of high-quality items.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
When it comes to our tents, these are equipped to the highest standard. We really do think of every essential detail, from an oven and cooking rings fuelled by bottled gas to mirrors in the bedroom areas. If you don't want to cook indoors, you can borrow a barbecue if you ask in advance for one to be made available. And there's even a picnic blanket to sit on outside your tent. Inside, a box of games and toys can be found, and children's tents can be hired if required. All tents have a fridge, and if you want to spend the day on the beach, for example, ask for a specially designed PS Camping Cool Box, which will keep your food and drinks chilled. There are excellent washing facilities at all our sites, with washing machines and clothes lines in the central areas, along with mops and buckets in case your tent needs cleaning during your stay. All sites have a cafe and/or a shop for those who'd rather eat in than dine at a local restaurant.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now listen and answer questions 24 to 30.
Thanks, Philip. So now I guess the two main things to remember here are to identify individual talent and then to utilize it. So, Janice, you were looking at identifying different talents in workers. Do you think this is easy for managers to do?
Well, currently, teamwork is in fashion in the workplace. And in my opinion, the importance of the individual is generally neglected. What managers should be targeting is those employees who can take the lead in a situation and are not afraid to accept the idea of responsibility.
That's true, Janice, but unfortunately many managers think the entire notion of encouraging individuality amongst their staff is far too hard.
Yes, that may be true. But I think one of the most important tasks of managers is to consider the needs of the individual on one hand and group cooperation and conformity on the other. It requires creative thinking on the part of management to avoid tension.
So, Janice, what kind of people do you think companies should be looking for?
Well, it has to start from the very beginning, when companies are looking for new employees. When the personnel department is choosing between applicants, they need to look for someone who's broken the mould and can think for themselves. Instead, people making these decisions often use a range of psychological tests to see if a person is a problem solver or will do as they're told. I'm not convinced these qualities are actually the most important.
So do you think being a good team player is overrated?
No. It's not overrated. You do need to learn the rules and learn them fast. No individual can get around this if you're working in an organisation.
So how should managers deal with this?
Rewards. When an individual demonstrates the behaviour the organisation expects, some kind of incentive can be given. What's important here is that this happens right at the beginning, so new recruits learn the rules of the system immediately. Also, the incentive should be something the individual actually wants, and this isn't always just money.
To come back to you, Philip, you were saying that recognition of good performers is essential. Now, what else should managers be looking for?
Well, managing people means you not only have an understanding of your employees, but you also recognise the culture of the organisation. In fact, for some organisations, creativity and individuality may be the last thing they want to see during working hours.
Very true.
Yes, but managing people isn't as easy as it looks. For example, change in the workplace can be quite tricky, especially if there's a need to increase profit. And at times like these, managers may have to give priority to profit rather than individual staff needs.
Yes, and that creates difficult situations for people.
Yes, but what's important is that managers are able to deal with quite high levels of personal stress. During times of change, they should be thinking not only about the strain on their staff, but take time out to think of themselves.
Absolutely. So, what are the implications of that?
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Hello there. Mr. English is here with a highly informative video about Ielts writing module. In this video you will learn how to write task 2 step by step. Watch this video till end and give your feedback. Here we go. 9 bands essay sample with tips and tricks. Topic. Nowadays, young adults prefer to spend most of their time with their friends in order to keep their terms healthy with their parents and family members. Do you agree or disagree? Introduction. At present, young people incline to spend more time with their friends than with their families. This change has surfaced due to the few people living in each house these days, and parents shouldn't compel their children to stay at home, as this would not foster good relationships within the family. Analysis. 1. Topic sentence has been written in accordance with the topic. 2. Explanation of the topic sentence is also in support of the main topic. 3. Last sentence includes silent opinion of the writer about the topic, which means he is agreeing with the point of the topic. First body paragraph. Young people fritter away their free time with their friends because they generally have fewer family members. In this way, they are shaping themselves into extroverts rather than introverts. Today, a person has to look outside the family unit for someone to interact with, as most households are made up of small nuclear families, which is in stark contrast to the past when many siblings, cousins and grandparents all lived together. This inevitably leads to them developing closer relationships with non-family and choosing to enjoy their leisure time outside of the home. For example, in United Kingdom, the number of members per household has decreased by around half since last 3 scores. Analysis. 1. The argument has properly been floated. 2. Explanation is also adequate and well connected to the argument. 3. Choice of words has been appropriate in this paragraph. 4. Grammar accuracy is up to the mark. 5. Example is well supported to the main idea of the topic. Second body paragraph. Either of the parents are advised not to oblige their son or daughter to spend more time with them, as this will not create a situation where the family bond with each other might not perpetuate. If young adults feel that they have to stay at home due to family restraints, they will be in a bad mood, as they don't have enough control over their lives and they will not enjoy any interactions they have with their parents. For instance, a recent column in The Guardian argued that it is the quality of time rather than the quantity that ensures a good parent-child relationship. Analysis. 1. The argument has properly been floated. 2. Explanation is also adequate and well connected to the argument. 3. Choice of words has been appropriate in this paragraph. 4. Grammar accuracy is up to the mark. 5. Example is well supported to the main idea of the topic. In conclusion, young people are spending a greater amount of time with their friends than with their families because there is little company available, and parents should not force their children to do otherwise, because this would damage their relationship rather than improve it. 1. Well-sequenced ending. 2. Final argument is in line with main thought of the essay. 3. Use of language is natural rather than artificial.